All right, here we go. Welcome to Win the Day live stream, where we talk about how to win the day as a real estate salesperson. Today, I just want to talk about, it's a new year. We're what, 2 weeks into the new year, which means we got 51 and a half weeks to go. And it occurred to me as I was thinking about things, you can either have a good year or not have a good year. Hell, you can have a great year or not. It's your call. It's your call. You just got to do what you got to do to get the result you want to get. Simple as that. Here's the thing. I think in 2025, it's going to be weird. I think in 2025, you're just going to have to get into brute force. That's what we're doing. Just simple brute force. You're going to have to give up the finesse. You're going to have to give up the passive, attractive stuff, and just go all in on brute force. That's what we're doing. When we were rocking and rolling, when we were killing it, it's because we showed up, head down, working, all in, all the time. Aggressive lead follow-up, tenacious lead gen, working the deals. It was a mindset of, yeah, you got a listing. Great. How do we get another one? Oh, you put one under contract. Awesome. How do you get another one? Hey, I got a price reduction. Super cool. How do you get another one? It was about the deals. It was about getting things done. And we did. We got a lot done. And then we got a little soft, right? We were doing a lot of work. It was coming for us. It was all that. And we got soft. The market got hard, and we took it easy, and we paid the price. But now we're back. We're taking listings. We're negotiating deals. We're massive, massive, massive. Underline, bold, highlight, massive lead follow-up. All right? You can be attractive as you want, but you go get what you want. If you're hoping for it to like what it's seeing and come after you, well, good freaking luck. All right? It's super cool if you can do that, but if that's what you're going to count on, not right now. Not right now. If you have to choose, and most of us have to choose proactive over passive. 100% every time, all the time, you're going to do better. Okay? It's just, and that should be good news. That should be good news for you, because you control what you do. If you have to hope somebody likes a post you put out there or a video or something like that, it's such a hard game to play. But if you want to go preview every darn property in the neighborhood you want to dominate, if you want to go study the market stats so you understand the trends in that neighborhood, and if you want to go knock on the doors, call the people on the phone, do open houses, get on social media, do all that stuff and take it to them, well, then you got control. And when you have control, you get the results that you earn. And I'd rather get the results I earn than the results that I hope somebody chooses to give me. All right? We went that route. That's the route you take when you've got everything, right? It's the old, yeah, it's not about the money. Said the people with the money, right? Those without the money are going, yeah, it's about the money. It's the same thing here. If you got enough business, go passive, go attractive, go all that stuff until you don't have enough business, right? This is about going and getting it. And I'm telling you right here, right now, if you want a big 2025, do not wait until January or July. Yeah. Don't wait until April, May. Don't wait until November. I would do it right now. Go after it right now. What are you going to do? Here's what you're going to do. You're going to contact at least, underline, highlight, bold, at least 20 people in your database. You got to have a conversation with them. You got to talk to them. You got to ask them who, what, where, when, why, how. You got to learn all that stuff. You got to know the people in your database. When you do, you can service them in a way that works for them and works for you. You got to every single day, not once a week, not twice a week, not every now and then, every damn day. Do that first, second, third, fourth until you get your 20, right? And then you got to lead follow-up like your year depends on it, because it does. It absolutely does. Lead follow-up. What does that look like? If you're on the selling side, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, did you still want to sell your house? Huh? And they're going to say whatever they say. You're going to say, okay, great. What's the next step? How do you want to move forward? right? They may say no. Okay, good. What's the next step? Put you on some sort of follow-up. What's the next step? Right? Yes. Okay. What's the next step? Should we meet in 10 minutes or should I be there in 5? Right? Get aggressive. You're not going to wait for anything in 2025. You're going to go get it. All right. On the buy side, what does that look like? Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, do you still want to buy the house over on Cherry Street? Yes, no, maybe, right? Great. What's the next step? How do you want to move forward? Yeah, we're not interested in that one anymore. Cool. Got it. What's the next step? Do you want to look at others? You want to look at nothing? You want to, what are we doing here? Right? Get hyper aggressive on your lead follow-up. Okay. Don't wait for them to call you. Don't think you're bugging them. They'll tell you if you're bugging them. They'll say, holy cow, back off, dude. You're bugging me. All right, good. You know how often that happens? 0. It never does. You know, when it does, guess who does? Who tells you to back off? People who don't want to do anything, right?
Yeah.
Those are the people. Okay. The ones that want something, want somebody who's hungry, who wants somebody who's aggressive, and especially if they know what the hell they're doing. That's you, if you're doing the job. Okay. So, contacts. And when I say contacts, I mean conversations, but be careful. You don't want too many conversations such that you don't get the contacts. It's a line, right? Follow the script and go through it. You want to have those conversations. Who, what, when, where, why, how. If you're following the script, you'll get that. And then follow up. All right. And then, hey, Julie, and then finish every day strong. And what does that look like? That looks like previewing a house on your way home, previewing 2 houses on your way home, then going home and doing some studying of the market. All right. If you're working 9 to 5 or God forbid less, and you want to have a big year, good luck. Good luck. Some people used to have jobs where they worked 9 to 5. Hell, they showed up at 6 and stayed till 6. I remember when I was in college, I did that. And I remember when I was starting out and I was hungry, I used to do that. I was here at 6 o'clock this morning. Okay. We're back. There's nobody's giving us anything. We're going to go get what we want. All right. So price reductions. If you haven't sold it in 4 weeks, you need a price reduction. Yeah. What else can we do? Well, I don't know. You can lower the price. Yeah. More marketing. No, it's about price. 100%. Hey, can you look at, I had somebody ask me, hey, can you look at this listing? They're wondering what they can do. Oh, lower the price. Yeah, I know, but you haven't even looked at it. There's nothing to look at. If it hasn't sold, it's too high for the current market conditions.
Yeah, the market's rejecting the price.
It's just the way it is, right? If it was too low, you get multiple offers. If it was right on, if you nailed it, bullseye, got the freaking number right, you'd have one offer and you'd work it. Okay? Rare. Sometimes. Usually it's too high or too low, and you'll know. And you're going to have to adjust. You're going to have to adjust. If you can't adjust, if you're too egocentric that you're right and you're going to prove it to the world, well, good freaking luck. All right. 2025 is not going to be your year. Okay. Adjust. Make a educated guess at what the right price is based on current properties listed for sale, those that have sold recently, and those are under contract, not yet closed. Use that as your guide, as your aiming point to see if you can hit the number. And then go out and push the property at the market, and you're going to get results. You see, you're going to get showings or it's not. It's going to get offers or it's not. You're going to adjust accordingly. And if you're afraid to adjust, well, then get the hell out of the business. You shouldn't be trying to sell things for people if you're not willing to be honest with them. Okay. Mm-hmm. If I'm being hard on it right now, it's because it needs to be hard. This is a hard market and needs hard people. And if you're on here, you're one of those hard people. So thank you. All right. That's what I got. Destiny, does it resonate with you in any way?
Absolutely. I think, for me, I like what you said about being tenacious. Anything that I've ever been successful in, it's because I inserted myself into that world. And as a realtor, I think you have to insert yourself. As new agents think that it's just going to fall in your lap and the business is going to come to you, and it doesn't. You've got to go put yourself at those tables and in those rooms in front of the people you want to work with.
Sometimes you get lucky. There's no doubt. Sometimes you get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
My experience is if you want something, you better be prepared to go get it. And you know who's really good at that? Kids. They'll scream, they'll cry, and they'll carry on until they get what they want. And they don't take no for an answer. Right? They keep going. And I'm not saying be an obnoxious dope about it either. Be a professional. Know your stuff and be willing to follow the scripts. Be willing to reach out to people and try to help them. Will all of them need your help? Absolutely not. Most won't. but those that do truly want and need your help. So truly want and help them, right?
Well, I think it boils down to, we're looking at filling our pipeline with people that want to buy or sell in the next 6 months. And you need to, like a crazy person with their hair on fire, fill that pipeline up to 20 people. And that just comes through talking to a lot of people. If you're not filling the pipeline fast enough, talk to more people. It boils down to having those conversations, using the scripts to find those people, and then follow up like crazy. And when somebody moves into contract, you better fill up that pipeline, otherwise you're in a liquidation sale. But have those conversations. The goal doesn't change. The strategies may, meaning I might have to talk to 30 people. I might have to talk to 25 people. You've got to keep your eye on the prize.
You don't want to be out of control. You want to be the exact opposite. You want to be diligent, persistent, and on it, right? And you can, whether it's open houses, whether it's knocking on doors, calling people on the phone, texting, whatever it takes. Julie, what are you doing? You're experiencing some success right now, right?
Well, here's the thing: hustlers win. It's not about the most experience, the most knowledge, the most professional.
100%.
If you have all those things, that's sugar on top. But the hustlers win. That's what's great about real estate. It's a level playing field. You don't have to have all the knowledge, all the experience, all the money, all the anything. You have to have all the hustle. Get out there and hustle and you win. I did 2 open houses this weekend. I had nine groups come through on Saturday and 12 yesterday.
Wow.
I had a team member and I captured all of them. Actually, I should say 13 groups came to the door, but I turned one away because they wouldn't sign in. But I had a team member do an open house on another listing of mine, and he had 22 people come through, and he's brand new, been in the business 6 months, and he's busting his butt, hustling. And you know what? Doesn't matter that you don't have all the knowledge. He's going to kill it. Get out there.
On fire is better than knowledge.
Get face to people. Just get face to face with people, and then chase them down.
Mm-hmm.
It's as easy or as hard as that.
If you're doing something that's not working, if you feel like you're just slamming your head against the wall, if you're calling and you're making no progress, switch. There's a lot of ways to generate leads. Okay, if it's North Dakota and it's -60, it's probably not a good time to be doing open houses. You're going to have to do something else. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if it's not working, switch. There's a lot of ways to generate business in this business. And even when transactions are down, people are buying or selling. Go find them.
I'll guarantee if you want to do 100 transactions, I'll guarantee you there's 100 transactions in everybody's market. Guaranteed.
Just go fish where the fish are
Go
biting.
get every single one if that's what it's going to take. But you don't need to get every single one. There's more than enough deals for you to get the transactions you need. There's not going to be enough for somebody to come tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, list my property or I want to buy. But there's plenty enough if you just focus in on where you want to go. Julie had 16 people at her open house. Awesome. I'll tell you what, there's a gal that works on my team, had a horrible year in 2024. She's got one under contract since Christmas. She had multiple offers on another property here this weekend. She's taken 2 listings. All right. In the last 2 weeks, after coming off of nothing in 2024, not nothing, but not much. Is it harder right now? It absolutely is harder. You got high interest rates. You got, qualification issues. You got all that, high prices. No question it's harder. Is it harder to sell? Absolutely. All that stuff that comes into play. But you don't have to get every single one of them. You just need to get enough to live the life you want to live. And I can promise you, there is more than enough for that to occur.
It's just figure out what you're doing to lead gen. First of all, you have to understand in this business, you must lead gen. If you're not lead gen and if you're waiting for the phone to ring, you lose. Go get a job. But here's the thing. If you are in real estate, you need to lead gen. You understand that. If what you're doing isn't producing leads that you can work with, fish in a different pond. There's a million different ways to lead gen. So figure out a different way that's working. And, if you don't know what is working, try a bunch of different things until it works.
Julie, how long would you focus on something until you go, okay, I need to pivot, because there are some people that will try it once and go, well, that didn't work.
Well, and I agree with you. You know what? There's consistency. A minimum of 30 days. Okay.
30 days, longer than that.
Well, I'm saying whatever you're doing, a minimum of 30 days consistently, not 30
All
days.
out.
I did it for an hour on Monday and I did it for an hour last week, Tuesday. No, that doesn't count. I mean, 30 days in a row. You know, get after it. If you're not actually, be honest. If someone was following you around with a clipboard and taking notes, would they give you credit for what you're saying you're doing? And you know what? Guess what? Probably not. And if they probably would not, then you're not all in. So don't pretend like that thing didn't work. And it's the thing. No, it's you. Look in the mirror. You know, be honest. Do you
I'll
want
give
to
you some tips.
succeed? You know, get after it.
Call every builder that you can find in your area. Tell them you're a real estate agent. How can I do work with you? Right? Call every builder. Call every business owner. What else happens? Appraiser. Call every appraiser. Call every lender. Call every home painter. Call every handyman. Call everybody.
But call every homeowner.
I mean, well, if you're not going to call the homeowners, call the business people that deal with them for
and
sure.
get multiple referrals. Do both. But here's the thing. You know, people are going to buy and sell homes. We need to have a place to live. Somebody is going to help them. And you can choose to be the winner or you can choose not to. And that's what's great about this business. Even when it's hard, somebody's winning. So go out there and get the leads.
Go to church events, go to school events, go to sport events, go to events, go anywhere and everywhere with something that says you're a realtor. It works for Destiny, right?
Sure does. Funny story, this Sunday, this lady came up to me. She goes, "Is your name Destiny?" And I says, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "You called me last week." And, because I'm so tied into where I'm calling, I knew where she lived. And she goes, "I Googled you because I saw your name pop up and I Googled you and I realized you went to church with me. And this is in the price point and in the neighborhood that I'm trying to farm right now." And I just thought, how important is it to just make calls? Even if you don't get in touch with them, your name shows up on their caller ID, and some people need realtors and they'll call you back. So insert yourself. I think that's just so important to do that.
Well, and look, Jim Rohn, he's the OG. He said, here's a basic sales course. Talk to a lot of people. And he said, here's the good news. There are a lot of people. I mean, we aren't talking to the person in the line at the grocery store. We're not talking to the person in line at the bank. We're not talking to the person who's pumping the gas. Go to the gas line that there's somebody on the other side where you're having a conversation. If you will talk, it's in the numbers.
Don't be shy. Here's the thing. If you want to be shy, go get a job.
Yeah.
Don't wait for it to come to you. It's not coming to you. It's going to the hustlers. So if you're one of those secret agents is think that people are just going to call you because you have social media or you sent one mailing or you door knocked once or you did an open house and you think that all of a sudden the phone's going to ring off the hook, it's not. It's not. So the people who hustle are the ones that win. You can see people who are just killing it. And they've had their license for 6 months, a year. I mean, from time to time, I'll see this new agent. I'm like, who's that? You just see them rising to the top. And they've had their license for a very short amount of time. I'm like, good for them. That's what's great about this business.
Well, and Julie, a lot of those, they have an established network, but here's the key. They're not ashamed to go to their network. They're not ashamed. And how many new agents go, I don't want to offend my friends. I don't want to come across salesy. So they don't talk to the network that they have and they fail. And they're sitting on an embarrassment of riches of relationships. But the ones that do rise fast, I've seen that in youth ministers. I've seen that in people. They're not afraid to go back and say, I'm talking to you because we're in relationship.
I would ask this question for anyone who is Christian. Would you be afraid to save somebody? Would you be afraid to say to someone, if you knew you could save them, would you say, I'm afraid I don't want to offend them? Or would you say, hey, if there's someone drowning, are you going to throw them a life ring? Or are you going to say, I don't want to offend them. I don't want to get in their face. If you're the best realtor and you're going to take care of them, should you go after them or should you let them just find a random person who doesn't care about them?
Everybody you're not talking to by choice, you're saying, yeah, somebody who would be better for you than me. That's the reality. You're making a vote on your worth when you don't talk.
All right, guys. So here I'm going to wrap it up. It's brute force. It's just brute force. There's no time for finesse right now. 20 conversations every single day. More is better, but at least 20. And that's hard. I get it. It's hard. But you know what? It's a hard world.
And
20 conversations.
Leave the voicemail.
Second thing, follow up every sniff. The furthest whiff of anything that might be something, you just chase that thing down until it either happens or it doesn't. You do not, and I don't want to bug them. BS. They'll tell you if you're bugging them. Get in there. Follow up. And then finish the day with a previewing of a property in the market you want to dominate. Go home and study the market trends so you can talk about what you need to talk about. If you do that, if you only do that all in, 2025 will take care of itself and you'll be like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be scrambling, right? Because here's the thing. You might be we're in the water, treading water, right? I can guarantee you, if you just start brute forcing it, that's the equivalent of standing up. And you're like, oh, look at me. I don't even have to tread water. I can just stand up. That is what lead gen does for you. And I know we're in sales. And nobody wants to hear about lead gen. Well, too bad. If you're in sales, that's what it is. All right. Get over it. And if your ego won't allow you to do it or, whatever, then get a job.
Get a job.
Last words, Destiny?
Be relentless. That's all I got.
Julie?
Yeah, I would just say consistent persistence. You've got to be honest with yourself. If you're afraid to talk to people, then you just need to get a job.
Love it. Real quick, Mark, we got Andrew Paul, who is an expert on VA. He's going to be on here on Wednesday talking about VA and everything else.
Is it Wednesday or Thursday?
Excuse me, it's on Thursday. Did I say Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to get you to 2 for 1s. It's on Thursday. He's going to be here Thursday morning. Expert. He lives in San Diego. He's an expert on VAs. So if you know anybody in the military who can do VAs, cool. He doesn't only do VAs, but that's his passion. And I think that's a humongous opportunity for anybody in the VA world to invest such that they can stop working at some point and let somebody else cover the cost of their life.
He's probably one of the foremost experts on VA. He's a lender who does all types, but he's an expert across the country on VA.
There's a lot of ins and outs that you can use. Because if you're in the military, I know some of the higher ups make fine money, but everyone in the military should be buying investment properties and letting the renters pay it off.
VA is great because you can do it with zero down and you have a
down.
consistent income. So the VA will lend to people who are in the military.
You
so
owe it to yourself and people tell them, come listen to this guy. Mark, wrap us up.
Yeah, 2 things. One is find you a lead generation buddy that will push you or team that will push you. Don't do it by yourself. Second, get over to YouTube. Get to our, Win the Day. John, throw it up on the screen. What is it? At Win the Day, John Moran. Like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so that you get notifications just like I have here that says watch live every single morning and share. How many people are we up to, John? How many subscribers do we have?
I think we're at 80, somewhere around there.
We're at 79. So y'all, we're pushing for 100. That's our first step. So like it, subscribe, tell your friends. We want to hit 100, then we're going to go for 1,000. So thanks so much for being here.
So here's something, you guys. I remember one of my early coaches, her job, 75 or 100 contacts a day. She did it for 10 years in a row, 100 contacts a day. I remember I told her I got 20. She's like, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Nice.
That's
you all right? So yeah, think about it.
Say about people who run a half.
Yeah.
Sell people.
She crushed. So, all right, Jesse, Julie, Chef, am I getting that right? Chef Faye?
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Oh, Fallon. Hey,
Jeff
Fallon.
B. So, but yeah, that's Fallon.
Okay.
Yep.
Welcome. Thank you. Let's go to work. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.